that so it goes direct to.
We are at 0, but we are at the start. Green flag is out on this version of the Go Fast podcast. Good evening, everyone. It is Monday again, and welcome. Along with Brett Sievertson, I'm Rob Hinckley, Go Fast podcast on the air, and we are going to do a lot today. And we're going to get to some things. First of all, to start things off with, as we always do, news and results from around the area, and also Team Dunright. The only thing I have with Team Dunright today is happy birthday, Kelly Jeffries.
Happy birthday, Kelly Jeffries.
Yes.
I saw that this morning.
Yeah, Kelly, happy birthday, buddy.
Celebrating still in Florida.
And he was up at Showtime Speedway this past weekend, and I didn't warn him, but I had seen the figure 8 races that he was at. I saw those a lot when I lived in Indiana at the Indianapolis Speedrome, and those are cool. They're like the old Webb's Lake models and that kind of thing. So, but anyway, happy birthday, Kelly. And then we go on to some other news and results. Big congrats out. I know he's watched a few times. Austin Becerra. How about that? Austin Becerra
went down to Vegas.
Yeah, and won the thing. He wins the Sport Mod championship down at the Duel in the Desert in Las Vegas. Dallin Murdy on the stock car side, I think he got second.
Yeah, he did good. And I know he's not local, but Ricky Thornton picked up the win. So
yep.
I'm sure that's where you're going next.
Ricky Thornton got the win. Actually, I didn't have it written down, but yeah, Ricky Thornton Jr. won the modified. And on Dallin Murdy, he got second. He was beaten by a pretty good guy out of New Mexico, Zane DeVilbiss.
Okay.
And so he picked it up. Some other, Matt Ryan just named today as the All-Iowa Points champion for the third
is it
time.
all right? All right,
Yes.
good deal.
2 years in a row, and Matt Ryan, and I remember back when, when Jeff Brogan started those All-Iowa Points, that was a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I saw something else, I can't remember, it was third and something, some kind of national deal too, I don't know what that was, but so we'll have to look it up on Facebook later, but there was something also about him getting in the top 3 or something. So
that's great. Yeah, so Matt Ryan, the All-Iowa Late Model Points champion for 2020. Tegan Evans went down to Lake Cumberland Speedway in Kentucky over the weekend, finished 10th, and she had some high-class competition ahead of her. Both Carpenters finished up there, and there was somebody else I was going to point out, and I don't remember who it was. But anyway, 10th place for Tegan down in Kentucky. 34 Raceway has an early Black Friday sale going on. Check out their Facebook page for gift cards, things along that line for the 2021 race season. So just go to the 34 Raceway Facebook page. Do some Christmas shopping with an early Black Friday sale. Also, Davenport Speedway Banquet supposed to go this Saturday. They have postponed it due to COVID concerns, and I know you probably can speak a little more to that, but
that's about all I got. This is COVID concerns. They're going to look at January to redo it. Don't know the date yet. I know there's other banquets and everything going on in January, so but they'll get it in. As long as we don't all get locked out again.
And that was good because I was going to miss it because I was going to be in Georgia this week.
Well, now you get to be there.
Now I get to be there. Hey, saw something on Facebook, and I shared it as well. Andy Nazworski is changing colors.
Really?
In 2021. He's got
Did
a
he
whole
say
bunch
what color he's going to, or is getting rid of the red?
Getting rid of the red. He's got a bunch of red aluminum for sale. He posted on Facebook, so I'm interested to see.
Maybe we should get the inside scoop on that, do a trivia on that, and find out who can guess the color.
That's right. Also saw another thing. I guess he posted it yesterday. I didn't see it till today. Ray Cox Jr. going to Shaw Chassis for.
I didn't see that too. Yep.
I didn't see that till this afternoon when I was sitting here messing around. And I'm not a NASCAR fan by any means, but what Dawsonville, Georgia did for Chase Elliott this week, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was neat.
Didn't see the videos.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces. Didn't see it all. And I'm not a big NASCAR either, but Bill Elliott was one of my favorites growing up. So I mean, you got to cheer for him.
Absolutely. Let's see. Okay, my camera.
It is hot. Dang it! Here we go with that. Now had an echo. So
I'd love to echo.
We figured that out. So we'll get into some other things. We want to talk about throwback or takeaways from last weekend. Also, driver of the year conversations. You can put those in on Facebook right now. Who your driver of the year is for 2020, and also we'll talk about our drivers of the week for this past week. Brett and I will get into that. But we got a gentleman on hold, and we're going to bring him on right now. He is from Florida, Lake City, Florida area, and I knew him when I lived down there. when I announced the North Florida Speedway, and he has taken the front wheel drive racing by storm, and he's one of the stars of the Sport Compact Dirt Racing Association that we will see this weekend down at Screven Motor Speedway for the Georgia Outlaw State Championships. They'll be racing for $5,000 to win on Saturday. And we bring in John Wyndham. John, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. It's great to talk to you again. It's been a couple of years, but we've been following you, and I tell you what, your name even rings up here because I remember in the off season last year, a couple guys from the Iowa, Illinois area where we're at saying we need to get a John Wyndham car or a John Wyndham engine. So take us through that. How is that taken off for you? Obviously, you were big into not just SCDRA, but the front wheel drive and having some success at it.
I stay real busy with it. Had an engine dropped off today. Got people steadily asking for one or wanting one. Got a few out there, multiple different states, and a lot of people are being successful with them.
Well, I looked up some things on the SCDRA. First of all, your thoughts on the SCDRA and how it's come to where it is over here, the last 5 years, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it first started at Screven, and we all used to run V6s down here, and we used to take some 4-cylinders up there, just because we heard they were paying good money, and then a lot of things have changed. We just took, some stock 4-cylinder cars up there that we slapped the cage in, and it came a long way in 5 years, or 7 or 8 or whatever it's been. But definitely a whole different level now.
Well, it doesn't matter. Just looking at some of the results from the past, you've always been competitive, and I know you take a herd of cars wherever you go, and now you got 2 wins in a row. Tell us about your wins here.
We usually run good everywhere we go, and you go front, have some type of issue, tear something up, or get wrecked, or something goes wrong, but we've had a lot of good luck this year. We're able to win one at Cherokee, and then, had some bad luck on the first or second lap up there in Ohio. Got a fender bent down on it when the leader and the outside pole got together and had to come in and come from the back, and I was able to pull it off. And, it was surprising.
Well, obviously, you've got the last 2 wins on the series. A lot of good drivers. I know your brother's got a win, Walker, this year, and that kind of thing, and the rest of Suicide Racing. So talk about all the guys that you're involved with.
There's a bunch of us that all race here together in Lake City. Me, my brother, Zach owns the car Walker drives, and we got Wayne Reisner, Payne Pickles, Paul Clayton. Everybody knows him. He's all over everything. And I'm talking about like on Facebook, not on the track. He gets into people a little bit, but it's not on purpose.
It's never on purpose.
But,
it's never on purpose.
Never on purpose, right?
No, he does good. He won Charlotte last year, one of the races. But there's a pile of us all around here that race together.
Well, I know Payne Pickles also has a SCDRA victory this year as well, and I know you guys go to the other tracks, North Florida Speedway and that kind of thing. So, what makes up a good John Wyndham car?
Sir?
When you put a car together, what do you look for, and what makes your cars go as well as they do?
mainly I just build the engines and transmissions, and a lot of people build their own chassis or cages and all that and set it up themselves. I help a lot of guys around here with their wiring and all that and set up, but pretty much anymore I stay in my engine room building engines and transmissions.
Good deal. We're talking with John Wyndham. He's going to be on the track this weekend at Screven Motor Speedway for the Georgia Outlaw State Championships, and let's talk about Screven and your strategy when you hit the track this weekend.
I'm gonna plan on getting out there and trying to stay there till the end of the race. I've set pole and outside pole quite a few times there, and I've led the race plenty of times, but I haven't won there yet. I'd like to do that this weekend if I can, but we're going to hope to just run good and be able to finish the race.
I know Screven is the home of the Winter Freeze, of course, and we had drivers from up this way that were down there. In fact, Joe Roslick was I believe our top local finisher. He got 20th, but you set fast time for Winter Freeze down in February, over 102 cars. So, how did that feel for you?
It felt good. Car was definitely perfect. Eddie McGrew definitely was hooked up, and he was riding. He had bad luck. Heck, I think I had an issue on lap 98. I think he broke on lap 98 or 99, and my little brother kept his nose clean and he pulled it off. But it was a good race.
Yes, it was. Your brother did win the Winter Freeze and 102 cars. They start 44 cars. What's it like? And I know all of the other SCDRA races have, they start a bunch of cars. What's the strategy when you have a big field of cars like that?
If you're up front, it's not too bad. I've started way back in the back. I've started almost dead last before, and honestly, I like it. It's fun being on the track with a bunch of cars like that.
Hey, talk about Screven Speedway a little bit. We'll have it on DoneRight.tv all weekend, including the big $5,000 to win feature on Saturday night. When you go to Screven, describe for the race fans what you have, what you look at, what the racetrack is like, and go from there.
Got another guest.
Yes, sir. It's a great facility. They got tracks all over the place up there, and that track's one of a kind. It's fast. It's a fast, slow old track. They got great food and all that. Red, he does a great job with everything. Puts up a great purse and puts up, like I said, great facility. Everything. It's a nice place, and we have a good time, have a good weekend there when we go up there. We all look forward to it.
Yeah. Well, and Kelly Carlton, who runs SCDRA, he's no stranger to anybody that follows racing. He's been so much involved there, from everything from late models to the SCDRA. How do you like the SCDRA and working with Kelly Carlton?
He's a great guy, and he's got a great set of rules. We raced around here in Florida for years, and, you always got the same crybabies at each track that are always, one complaining, and you got, the couple guys that help the track owner that have a kid racing or something and all that crap. So, and then you got, other guys that run the series that got kids racing in the series, and they all cause you an issue, But with Kelly, there's really nothing anybody can say or do, Basically, you come, and if you don't bring enough, that's your own problem,
Absolutely. Well, it looks like it's going to be
back.
Yep. Looks like it's going to be great weather this weekend, at least compared to ours in Iowa. So how do you set up the car, things along that line, get ready for Screven on Friday and Saturday?
Pretty much all of our stuff's sitting on go. We don't necessarily change our setup to track. We pretty much run the same setup everywhere we go.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you taking a few minutes, and we look forward to seeing you at Screven Motor Speedway this weekend, and we'll stop by and say hi, but good luck.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John. We'll see you this weekend. Talk to you later.
All right. See you.
All right. John Wyndham from Florida heading to Screven Motor Speedway. And his little brother Walker, I announced his first win, I think, at North Florida Speedway. I think it was his first win. I think he was ripe old age of 12 when he got his first win. But anyway, so that's where we're heading this weekend, Screven Motor Speedway in Sylvania, Georgia. I was looking at the map. It's kind of west of Savannah a little bit, so not quite on the ocean, but a quick drive if we want to head down that way. But yeah, it's a great track. Screven has a fantastic history, and Red Griffin, the owner and promoter there, and then Kelly Carlton runs the SCDRA. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, in racing this weekend, the Bandit 602 Late Model Series. I hear that's going to be quite a field. And we've also been talking with Jim Manka from the Southeast Modified Series, and they're going to have a good field of cars there, including some of my buddies from Florida. And then the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks, and then the Super Streets also running. You can buy it right now, doneright.tv. Go look for the Georgia Outlaw State Championships. You can buy each night separately, or you can get a 2-night package, and that's on sale right now. So looking forward to that. And and it's amazing in the off season. I heard one guy from around here, namely Nick Prohl, and he said last winter he brought up John Wyndham, and I said,
Really?
yeah. He said, I need a Wyndham engine. I don't know if he ever got one, but that's what he was talking. Well, Ryan Walker has joined us. Speaking of Team Dunright, how's it going, Ryan?
Working away.
You are? Man,
He's kind of off camera, so you can't see him, but he is here.
yeah, he is here.
He is here.
We promise. In fact, I can swing that around a little bit.
Yeah, swing around. They don't want my ugly face on there.
Or mine.
There he is.
There he is.
This
Almost.
warm weather's making us all want to race again.
Yeah, I know.
I know. And
I gotta say, I'm disappointed. I kept putting a bug in Ryan and Tim's ear, a week ago that December we could still do this. So I guess it's not December yet. So
The car's still loaded, ready to go.
there you go.
hey, you had a good run, I know, down at CJ here a couple weeks ago. Talk about the bigger track and all that kind of thing. Talk about that.
Yeah, actually, I haven't been to CJ, and it's been about 2 years. The last time I was there was in a 4-cylinder.
You know what? I don't have your mic turned up. Hang on.
Here,
Run. Nope, I got it.
you got it. Okay.
Nope. Now he's up.
Now he's up.
Okay. All right. Talk about your run at CJ.
Yeah, the last time I was at CJ, it was 2018. My daughter was about 3 weeks old, and I was racing a 4-cylinder down there. Actually, one of my buddies ended up winning, so it was it's kind of challenging not being there for a couple of years. And
And then a different car on top of it all.
yeah, yep, yeah. Then we were kind of hoping all those heavy hitters wouldn't have showed up so we could cash an easy paycheck. Well, that didn't pan out too well, but still a top 5. So
What did they end up with? 51 in your
51,
class?
didn't
Yeah,
they?
that's.
But-
I didn't see. Did you make the show?
yeah,
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 got
Okay, well
fifth, right?
that's a win right there out of 51 cars.
yeah, for the first time in my life. I don't know, Brett wasn't there, and we actually
You
got
make
to,
the show. Yeah, go
we got,
figure.
We
Damn
got to start up
scores.
front row in a heat race
Yeah,
instead
go
of
figure.
last row. So I don't know if it's just you or
And
what we got going on.
ask Timmy Curran. He seems to be on that conversation this week too.
So that night, I mean, you win your heat, you get 5th in the feature. Like you said, heavy hitters. Dylan Van Wyk looked like he was on a rail that night, and Soppy and some of those guys. So what did you see ahead of you, and how did you keep the other guys behind you that night?
I was just trying to be smooth. Didn't really have the car to win it. I mean, we got a motor that's got about 95 nights on it, and all those guys' stuff's all brand new. It's all top of the line. So to be still consistent with a motor that's got almost 100 nights on it's quite a
pretty
challenge.
good. Yeah, that's good.
You ran the night before at Davenport also?
Yep.
And apparently he didn't start on the front row like he did in construction.
No, we started
Jesus.
20th. Broke into, I think we were right around 6 there at the end of it, and I think one of my shocks let go and ended up losing a whole bunch of drive coming out of 3 and 4 and just about spun it out at the end. So we ended up 9. So I don't know. It's always fun coming from the back, but it's always fun to start up front for every once in a while.
Yeah.
Ryan Walker, driver of the 9W Sport Mod, also a member of Team Dunright. But hey, overall, your season, what'd you think?
I wish we could have started out a little better. The first 2 nights at Davenport kind of killed us. Had to start dead last in a B main and come through that, and I think we ended up 15th and 16th. If we could have both cracked in the top 5, it would have been a track championship for us. So I mean, all in all, not a bad year. Just we rolled out a brand new car, so when this COVID stuff hit, we didn't have any time to go play with it. Didn't have any.
Couldn't practice with it. Yeah.
No, we went straight into Donaldson, and there hasn't been a race that we haven't been to with 50 to 60 sport mods in it. So I mean, there's really no time to test.
And as I say, making those shows is a win already. So
Yeah.
Again, talking with Ryan Walker. So now, plans for 2021?
Actually, going to keep the same car. Kind of worried about this COVID stuff because all these sponsors and stuff shuts down again. We're going to be in world of hurt. So I don't want to tear apart a whole bunch of stuff and have to go back at it.
yeah, I agree. We're coming into a scary time again, and I'm worried. I'm hoping it can have this winter. Let's just get through the winter and get racing season going again. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is going to be scary, but the promoters around here found a way to do it, and I thought that was good, especially for the racers, and then later on the fans.
They took chances, and the drivers came out. I mean, I know that first night at Davenport, we're all sweating, and then 164 cars show up. It's like, hey.
Absolutely.
So
It's going to work. Well, hey, buddy, I know you want to get home and all that. You've had a hard day of work, but I appreciate you stopping by anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Good. All right. Well, you're more than welcome to hang
yeah,
out.
you can hang out.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sure
can
your
hang
wife
out if
wants
you
your
want, but-
girlfriend or whatever wants you home. So
I got 2 kids waiting outside, so
yeah,
All right, buddy.
thank you.
Hey, thanks for stopping in. We'll talk to you again soon.
I'll work on seeing what I can do to get you up front more next year.
He can be bought.
Hold on here.
Well, you got to dig deeper than that. That's strip bar money. I don't work on that.
See you guys.
See you later.
See you, Ryan. Ryan Walker, driver of the 9W Sport Mod, and he is fast. Especially
He is fast.
when he gets up on the top. I always worry when he gets down on the bottom, but he's still fast
Yep.
down there too.
Absolutely. And he's one of those drivers. There's a list of drivers that I have that they're going to have bad nights, but they're not going to take it out on everybody else. And he's one of those. I can remember the first night at Davenport, or maybe not first night, but in the first couple of weeks, he had a rough night, and he came up to the picnic table at the end, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And he's wasn't that. So always good. And he does run good. And, like he said, with the COVID, everybody got a late start, so you didn't get the practice time to where you're running good by midseason. At some tracks, we were starting at midseason. So
Absolutely. Well, we'll get back on track here. It was fun talking with Ryan and John Wyndham, and just some things that you kept track of over the weekend, that kind of thing, some takeaways that you got from the weekend.
I didn't get much racing. I played grandpa all weekend, so I didn't
Good for
get
you.
much racing this weekend. So I'd say my driver of the week is going to be my grandson right now, because he was driving me.
Driving you crazy with it?
No, not driving me
Oh,
crazy,
that's
but
good.
he was keeping me moving.
I bet he was. That's awesome. And my takeaways, first of all, Austin Becerra down at the duel in Las Vegas. He basically started up front in the first 3 rows of everything. And so that seemed to be seeing comments on how rough the track was and that kind of thing, that seemed to be a good place. And so it was good for him that he got the draws that he did and the finishes.
And what they have, 480 total cars most
like
night.
that.
Yeah, so you got to know that there's probably 100 or more sport mods down there. So
And he did. And
he qualified early, didn't he? So
yes, he did. He
yeah.
won Thursday night, I believe.
Okay, so he didn't have to race all week. So
Yeah, I think he won his heat and won the feature on Thursday, or second in the feature, or something
Gotcha.
like that, and got in the show, and then went on to win. And then also, Matt Ryan winning the All Iowa Points title, and like I said, this was his 3rd win and second straight. And so and the All Iowa to win an All Iowa points tile, like I said, that's always been a big deal to me anyway. But you got to be consistent to tally up those points like that.
Absolutely. And he is consistent. I mean, that's you can bet that when they roll in, they're going to be in the top 5 pretty much every night, unless something breaks.
And again, the Davenport banquet looks like, hopefully, crossing our fingers for January on that.
Don't have a date yet. As it gets closer, they'll figure that out. I know Maquoketa's banquet is in January, and the Gil Short Memorial banquet is in January. So probably finding a weekend is going to be last minute. So
Definitely. Drivers of the week, I got to go with Austin Becerra.
I'll go with that, just because he's the local and he did good.
And he did good. And we've
Somewhat
seen,
local, I guess.
Yep, and we've seen a lot of Austin Becerra and a lot of Dallin Murdy.
Yeah.
And so congratulations on the runs out in Las Vegas. We want your thoughts on driver of the year. We've had a lot of good thoughts over the last few years. And let's see, Randy Welch chimed in and asked about East Moline. I'm guessing you're asking about East Moline. Haven't heard anything different.
I haven't either.
And but keep your ears open. We do get to hear a little more, but it's not for public knowledge right now.
And nothing's official yet.
And nothing's
so why,
official. Yeah,
why
not
say
until it's
something that
signed.
may not happen? So
That's right. And Kyle Hawkins, our guest last week, he got his answer on the SCDRA. Come on down and run that sucker, Kyle. Or if not this weekend, go down and run that winter freeze. I think it's only 17,000 to win or something like that for 4 cylinders. 100 laps. They'll start 44 cars. That's the winter freeze in
that's
February.
pretty cool. Now, how do 4 wide, 3 wide, 2 wide?
I think they do 3 wide.
3 wide.
Yeah, they do 3 wide. And this weekend's going to be 5,000 to win, and I believe they're starting 32 cars.
Wow.
And so Friday night for the SCDRA will be practice and qualifying and heat races. Saturday night will be B mains and feature, and I think it's a 50-lap feature. And so congratulations to those guys in advance for just going after that and after the SCDRA. Also looking forward to the Bandit Late Model Series and the Southeast Modified Series.
That Bandit late model, that's a 602 crate, right?
Correct.
Okay, so people in this area, late model guys, and I'm only bringing this up because I saw a huge discussion on the book this week about what a 602 late model series would be like up here. So tune in and watch it. You might see something that is surprising with it. I don't know. I didn't really get into that conversation because I try to steer away from them, but there seemed to be a lot of guys talking about what the 602 crate would be like in a late model series. So,
and there are a bunch of them going around. Crate Racing USA has not only a traveling series but also a regional type thing, and they run the 602s and the 604s, I believe. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Now the limiteds that run up north, they're 604s, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we're
604s or 9-to-1s or something like that.
I think it's 9-to-1s.
Yep. Safe Grafke, hey buddy, from our buddy from Dirt and Asphalt podcast, Ryan Walker, fun driver to watch. Yep. And I've seen film of him all year. Finally at CJ, got to watch him run, and he looks solid. CJ is a tough track, no doubt about it.
And Ryan's going to be on top of his game very soon. He's going to be. Yeah, I know he was close this year. I know he ran good last year. He's going to be in that title hunt.
Well, I know
next year's coming. So
I know this is one of the things he wants to do. He also went down and ran a modified down at Tri-City and for a weekend. I know he wanted to get down and run that B-Mod Bash, and I don't think he got down there to do that. But this is a guy that can jump in a race car and go.
And he's got it in his blood. I mean, he comes that Walker name. There's a lot of those guys that raced the West Liberty area for a lot of years. A lot of walkers up in that area.
Well, he's got some company he keeps now by the name of Justin Kai. So.
Justin Kai, yeah. That's not a bad name to have.
No,
so.
No. All right. Giovanni. Hi, guys. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Joe the show. Glad you're tuning in. And Kyle says he wants to go in February. I'll go with you, buddy. That's one race I've always wanted to see. Last year, 102 cars. And I think we had 3 cars from up here go down. And
if you need a driver for the hauler, I can go too.
Yep, definitely.
I don't want to drive the car. My days of driving cars are over. So
Kevin Schroeder votes for Dallin Murdy for his driver.
That's a solid vote. That's a solid one. Yep.
And that's not the first time we've heard that, Kevin. So that's great. Safe again says Logan Anderson should get it. He used an old rage and won. He got it done every night he raced. He did. Logan Anderson had a great season. We didn't get to see him a whole lot up here.
Didn't
A
make
couple
it up
times
this
at
way a lot.
Davenport,
Yep.
and did real well. And then was driving I think it was a sport mod at the end of the year, his own sport mod, I think, because I saw it for sale. Doug Hack says hi.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug. Come on in, Doug. You can make it.
We miss you, Doug. and Safe says the Logan Anderson driver of the year. And Kyle says, haha, sounds like a plan.
There we go. We're going.
We're in. We're going to Georgia.
I'm putting
in
it on the
February.
calendar. He's paying. That's the key. He's got to pay. 'Cause I'm going to be broke by then.
So hey, we appreciate you chiming in, and do so on Facebook. And also, who your driver of the year was, any other thoughts you have. We'll go there. Hey, time to do some history. Ryan, did you miss anything? No, we've been talking about you for 10 minutes.
Yeah. You should have stayed.
Great. Yep, Safe. I knew it was an impressive chassis, a mod that was made into a sport mod for Logan, and I saw that was for sale, and Logan's the contact on that. Hey, history. Well, the first thing I want to mention, it happened a couple days ago, back in 1996. That was the historic day that the Monstars blew a 66-18 lead against Michael Jordan in what was the movie? Space Jam. Space Jam.
I had to think about it too. I've watched it a million times with my kids.
Yep, me too. That was.
And that was all the help of Bill Murray too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah. But 1996, 66-18, and Michael Jordan and the Toon Stars come back and win. I just had to bring that up.
Why not?
It popped up on Facebook.
Why not?
And, I just remember back then that was one of my son's favorite movies. So we
All my kids watched it too.
Yep. Then another one. This just kind of a personal favorite, and I shared this on Facebook Memory. November 12th, 2016. I interviewed Mac Williams in Victory Lane at North Florida Speedway in Lake City. He had won the box stock feature, which is the 4-cylinder, age 10.
10 years old. Wow.
And he won the feature November 12th, 2016. Now he's driving super streets and crate late models, things along that line.
We need to get more of those. We got a lot of young kids in there. I know Ryan is, I'll say he's young. He's younger than I am. I don't know how old he is, but he's younger than I am. But we got a lot of younger guys in there, but we need to get even younger. The Race Mullins and the Logan Velos, those age kids, we got to get them in, keep this sport going. So
I have a picture I took, and I did this on purpose. It was at, wasn't at the driver's meeting, but it was one of the sign-ins at Fall Bash. And I think they were just waiting to draw, and Race Mullen and Chase Brunchine were standing together.
yeah, there's Chase is another one.
I'm going to have to post that picture. I haven't done it yet.
Alex Vervank. So yeah, we got some youngins coming, but we need more.
Doug Nye chimes in, only one driver of the year, Maya Hurst. Yep.
Maya Hurst, yeah.
New series, new tracks, rookie and points title. And that is definitely not the first.
And some of the best of the best of the best of the best. So
absolutely. And looking forward to seeing what they do next year. And MLRA already come out with their schedule. They're going to be around here quite a bit.
Yep. Yeah.
Davenport twice, Burlington 3 race nights, including 2 nights for the Slocum, and they're going to be at Farley again.
Farley, and then I thought I saw West Liberty on there.
And West Liberty, yeah, because they're going to run Davenport, West Liberty back-to-back
And even
nights.
their traveling ones aren't that far. I remember I think Jeremy Roth from Maya's crew was saying it's kind of nice to be within 5 hours of home some of these nights. So.
Most of the nights they are. In fact, their longest trip, I think, was Lucas in Missouri, and I know they went to Kansas as well.
Yep.
History, 1963 was developed. Some folks came together and developed the Mid-Continent Racing Association, which included Davenport Speedway, also a couple other tracks. I'm not going to tell you which ones I know, but it's part of our trivia question coming up. That you can win stuff that we have courtesy of Concrete Services Placing. Thanks to Kyle and his family, Kyle Hawkins and his family. We have a hat, we have a 2X hoodie, and we have a large sweatshirt. We're going to give all 3 away. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about this Mid-Continent Racing Association, which included Davenport Speedway. It was developed in 1963, and the president, Homer Melton.
Homer Melton.
Yes, and when the
He was
first
Davenport promoter back
a long
about that
time.
time, wasn't he? Yes.
Yep. And he started promoting at Davenport and a couple other tracks. Again, I'm not going to tell you because it's part of the question. But they came up in this week, in fact, in 1964, came up with a new race called the National Late Model Modified Stock Car Championship. It would start in September of 1965, and it had a 3-year run before Mid-Continent Racing Association lost their lease at the track it was ran at. 1965 winner, Darrell Dake.
Darrell Dake.
1966, believe it or not, and this caught me by surprise, Lee Koonsman.
Well, see, that's name's not familiar to me.
Lee Koonsman, he's raced about everything. I know he started in stock cars, ended up in sprints, midget, and raced the Indy 500 out of Guttenberg. It's out of Guttenberg, Iowa. Lee Koonsman won the race in 66, and kind of a surprise. 1967, dominated by Verlin Aker, who led all 100 laps and picked up the $1,000 first prize check in 1967. All right, so here's how you can win the hat. And then also we got questions for the sweatshirt and the T-shirt. Second place driver. He finished second place both in 1965 and 1966 in that National Late Model Stock Car Championship. And so that's one. Same driver finished second place. He's well known around this area. And we'll give you clues as the show goes on. Also, which one of those three, Darrell Dake, Lee Koonsman, Verlin Aker, oh man, I gave it away though, I think, but which was the only driver to lead all 100 laps in the race in the 3 years? And the final question for the T-shirt, what track was this run at? And it was not Davenport, even though MCRA did promote Davenport at that time. So again, 3 questions. Who was the second place driver in both 1965 and 1966 at the National Late Model Stock Car Championship? And who was the only of the 3 winners, Darrell Dake, Lee Koonsman, Verlin Aker, to lead all 100 laps? And what track?
Interesting. It's going to be fun to see if anybody gets it, because they're going to show their age.
Well, and Joe Bonnie was paying attention also. So
Joe Bonnie, yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably Googling, if he knows how to Google.
no, actually, he was listening. He said, the third guy you said for the 100 laps, LOL. And I said, yeah, that's okay, Joe. You get the T-shirt. Joe Bonnie gets the T-shirt.
It's an extra small, by the way, Joe, so you got to model it.
Yeah. It's actually a large, so
Okay,
we'll keep it for you, Joe. And it was Verlin Aker led all 100 laps.
Now I just got to figure out what track.
So actually, Joe, you get the T-shirt. Now for second place, for the second place driver in 1965 and 66, both like I said, 65 and 66 finished behind Darrell Dake, in 65 Lee Koonsman in 66, and he was well known around here as well. And Doug Hack got in also.
I'd say Doug will be the one.
He got the track. He got the track. Hawkeye Downs is absolutely right.
Okay, so
All
he
right.
gets the hat.
So he gets the hat, and actually he gets the.
Doug, you can pick the hat up from me. I'm taking it home and I'll wear it till you get it. I'm just kidding.
Doug gets the hat, courtesy of Concrete Services Policing. Joe Bonnie gets the T-shirt. So we still got the hoodie. What driver finished second place? And I'll give you a clue. The last car I remember him driving doesn't mean it was the last car. One of the last cars was yellow, and its number was red, white, and blue. So that's that'll probably stick in with some of the guys back here, but back in my time.
See, that all happened before I was even born. So
Well, I went to my first race in 1968. I think I said no, 69. 1969. I went to my first race, and then the car I just described, he drove probably in the early 70s, something like that. But if I told you his normal number, it would give it away in a hurry. So, but that'll be my next clue. If anybody can come up with it, he drove a yellow car. I believe it was a Nova, and the number was red, white, and blue. So if anybody wants to guess on that, you got a hoodie coming courtesy of Concrete Services Placing. So it's hard. Last weekend, nothing around here.
Nothing.
It's hard to believe.
Unless you had the money to go to Vegas, there's no racing to be had.
But one thing about Vegas, they're adding late models next year.
Are they? Okay.
And I
Like an open late model or an IMCA late
Yeah, I
model? I mean,
believe
that's
it's
predominantly IMCA shows. So.
probably. And also, I think they ran. Well, they didn't run IMCA late models out there, so it's probably going to be kind of a combination of stuff. There are no IMCA late models out west. So
Okay.
Unless they're planning to draw everybody from Nebraska,
Nebraska,
Iowa,
yeah.
and Wisconsin and Illinois and all that. So, but the one thing about that is that they've always battled track condition issues, and so I'm not sure what the late models will be thinking, except hey, it's a trip to Vegas and it's
Trip to Vegas, and it's racing
And it's
in
racing.
late November.
Yep.
So
no fans in the stands either at
that's
Vegas.
yeah. Was that this weekend? No
Yes.
fans. Okay, I read something. There's a big drag race coming up down there that there's gonna be no fans at. So that's. I really hope that's not the wave of our future again. But you know, I hope that there's enough promoters around here willing to take the risk and put the faith in DoneRight.tv to get the races out.
Well, that's what we plan on doing, and wherever we can help. It is amazing, though, just doing some research on tracks, how many tracks that are still racing, and fairly close to here, Wayne City, Illinois, which is way down
I was
south.
gonna say that's got to be pretty
Yep,
south.
it's south down by DeCoin and that kind
Okay,
of thing.
yeah.
They're running this weekend, and it's open wheels, karts, and that kind of thing. But they're running. If you want to get away and get to a race that's close, Wayne City, Illinois is running some stuff. They're still running Georgia, Florida. Our buddy Ken Kinney down at Hendry County Motorsports Park is running the Top Gun Sprint Florida State Championship this weekend.
Okay.
So the wing sprints will be back in action. Let's see. I'm just going off the top of my head here. I know some were rained out because the
The hurricane.
hurricane / tropical storm moved through. We got Kelly was caught in that. so that
It
was
probably was still better down there with all that going on than it was here.
I always told people, when I lived down there, I will take a hurricane over a major winter storm any day.
Yeah.
Because most of the time when you have a hurricane, the next day the sun's out and it's warm.
Right. Yeah. And then if you have a horrible snowstorm here, it lasts for a month, and
Lasts for a month and
your
it's
back
below
hurts,
zero.
and your feet hurt, and your arms hurt, and
I did buy a new snowblower the other day.
Yeah.
So
I still got my old reliable of 20 years going. So
good for you. Good for you. Well, so I bought a couple when I first moved back here in 2017 for the 2017-2018 winter, and they were both and some of you may have had good luck with them, and I just haven't. MTD, a yard machine by MTD, and I had issues with it starting 2 years ago, and so I took it, found somebody to work on it, and he took it to his house, in fact, and he looked at it and said, MTD, made to die.
yeah,
And I said, great.
great. I got an old Craftsman. In fact, as I say 20 years, and it's older than that. My dad bought it before he died, and that's been probably 27 years ago. So it didn't run for a few years, and I got it running again. But I've had it going for about 20 years. So, and that's an old Craftsman, beat up, rusted, ugly.
Nothing
I
wrong
don't
with
care. It throws snow though. So.
Well, I tried to get one from Brian Ashmore. He listed one for sale from his business, and it was eaten up like that.
Yeah, I
didn't
bet.
Even get a chance.
I bet.
Didn't get a chance and it was a Craftsman. Doug Heck guessed Bill McDonald. No, Doug, but it's not Bill McDonald. My next clue. He drove a yellow Nova. He drove for somebody else. Had a red, white, and blue number on it, and he's from the Quad Cities. The driver is. He was from the Quad Cities. So keep that in mind as we go through that, and we'll keep dishing out the.
Doug's probably flipping through his pictures now.
Yeah, and he'll probably find it because it was a neat looking car. I don't think this guy raced it very long, but it was a cool looking car, and I remember one night when I was a kid, we went to Davenport. At that time, they just called it the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds, and it got rained out. I was so disappointed. So my folks and I and my sister and I think my cousin and my aunt, who we all went to the races with, we went out to eat. We went to the old Shakey's over there on
Off
Brady Street,
yep.
which is now one of the Aztecas. But we went there, and this car was sitting in that parking lot on the hauler. So I always liked that one. As we keep going, a week from this weekend, I know it's Thanksgiving, kind of coming up for you anyway with Go Fast. We're going to be on next Monday, and Spencer Dirks is going to be here next Monday. I got him nailed down. So
Nice.
So
If he shows his time, he's supposed to be here before.
Well, I think things have slowed down. He's just been so busy with work.
Yeah,
I
I'm
said,
sure.
hey, when do you want me on the show? And I said, I got a guest. So we had John Wyndham. I said, we got a guest for this week. How about next? He said, yeah, just remind me. I'll be there.
Good deal.
So I'm looking forward to having us.
And there is a
talk to
big
him.
pick for a driver of the year right there.
Definitely. We mentioned him the first year, or the first
night,
first night we were doing that, Spencer Dirks. And love the video he put up on his Facebook page too, and that really showed some of the highlights of the year. Of course, the big 5,000 win at the Fall Bash and all that kind of stuff.
Running the Haviland colors. That was always my favorite. Davey Allison was always my favorite. So kind of took a liking to that car. So
Good deal. And I noticed Ryan had a Spencer Dirks hat on.
oh, did he? I didn't even
when he
notice.
was here. I noticed that. Hey, Joe Bonnie, you come on the show anytime, buddy. Yeah, come on down. But it'll have to wait. We're going to have Spencer Dirks on next week, and then we're going to take a little bit of a break, get through Thanksgiving, part of Christmas, maybe start up again in January or something along that line. So, but yeah, we'll have you on because I know some changes coming up and rule changes, things along that line, and I want you to explain street stocks and what you see the future. I've really grown fond of the street stocks. I like the outlaw street stocks.
I like the Outlaw Street Stock, so I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get crap for it, but I am still a fan of the IMCA stock cars. No, that doesn't mean anybody should bring them in. I'm not pushing for any promoters to switch. If they switch, they switch. Outlaws are just fine to me, but that's what I raced with street stocks. And, they were bombers back then. That's
Right.
probably about the time you raced them. So they are. I just wish we could keep the outlaw mentality because I like the speed, I like the horsepower, I like the cars, but let's put bodies on them that resemble cars. That's my only thing. Even if it's aluminum, I don't care. Make it an aluminum Monte Carlo or aluminum Grand Prix. That's fine. And I don't care about spoilers; they're fine. I'm not one of those spoiler haters. So
Oh, I'm not either. In fact, the bigger the spoiler, the better.
That's
They could look like wedges as far as I'm concerned, but that would be fine. Joe Bonnie says boo.
boo. See, I knew Joe would.
But yeah, certainly we'll have you on the show. Well, Joe the show. So we got
Joe the show. Got him on the show.
Got to have him on. Hey, again, our quiz. We were talking about the Mid-Continent Racing Association. Homer Milton putting on the National Late Model Modified Stock Car Championships in 1965 through 67. By the way, the story on that is that he lost the lease from the All Iowa Fair at Hawkeye Downs after 1967, and Frank Winkley from IMCA fame. I know Ralph. I remember Ralph Winkley, but Frank Winkley was living in the Minneapolis area, and he got the contract after 1967 to run at the All Iowa Fair in Hawkeye Downs. So that's why the race only lasted 3 years, or it could still be going right now. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But anyway, what we're looking for, the second place driver, 1965, 1966 National Late Model Modified Stock Car Championship at Hawkeye Downs, run under the banner of the Mid-Continent Racing Association. We've already given away a hat and a T-shirt. Who knew the only 100 lap, the only driver that led all 100 laps, and that was Verlander in 1967. And what track? And Doug Hack told us Hawkeye Downs, and that's correct. And so we're looking for that second place driver. And again, he's from the Quad Cities area. The last car I remember him in, and he may have driven something else after this, was a yellow Nova, red, white, and blue number 0.
Oh,
Number 0.
oh.
Yellow, I believe it was a Nova, Chevelle, something like that. The 0 was a red, white, and blue. So if you
It hasn't locked it down for me yet, but it's eliminated. So
it has. So if
Yeah.
anybody has that, and my last clue when I give it here in a few minutes, will absolutely give it away.
Yeah.
For the ones that that grew up watching this driver.
Flip faster, Doug. Flip faster.
Keep flipping. I thought he might have gotten it, but maybe he's holding off.
That could be. He might not want to hoard all the gifts.
Right. And well, he can only win once anyway. Also, I wanted to tell people that that do win. We'll have them here at the shop, 1414 West Locust Street, at the Dunright TV and Security System office. You have 30 days to pick them up, and then we got to give them away again. So keep that in mind. And that's some of the ones that we've been holding. Also, we got T-shirts over here, and Chuck Hobbs, Cameron Fox. We still have your T-shirts. Both said you have 2 T-shirts coming. I still have those, and they will all be in the office for you to pick up. And we'll give you till we meet again after Thanksgiving and Christmas. How about that? So you got till January to try and make it down here. Just some thoughts from you, Brett, on again, we've talked about the COVID and all that, but any other thoughts that have come to mind on this racing season?
It was a crazy season, but I think it was a good season. We got late starts, not everywhere. We proved that races can be put together in 4 days, twice now.
Or one day for spring fling.
One day for some, yeah. And I'm gonna throw a big shout out to the drivers, because they all, with the way everything was screwed up this year, everybody worked together. I know things weren't perfect. I know things were messed up. Nights were terrible. There were nights that were great, but all year long the drivers stuck through with it. They didn't. I mean, everybody could have just said, "Oh, well, then I'm done. I am not racing anymore. We're not even doing it." But they didn't, and that proved in car counts. I mean, everybody was for the most part up. Couple tracks suffered. Davenport, I think, was one night under 100.
Yep.
And normally it was 120 to 140. Consies again, that's a big thing that everybody says is, man, I can remember when we had to go to the races and watch Consies. And we had them again in 2 classes almost every night. So it really was a good year. I'm ready for a break, but at the same time, let's keep the momentum rolling. Don't give up. Let's not give up on it. Let's keep going. But the snow's going to be flying here soon, and we're not going to be able to do anything. So, but I'm looking forward to next year too. I'm pretty sure I'm back at 2 out of the 3 tracks. I've had a couple phone calls made, so I still have places to go next year. So,
yep, as do I. Looking forward to that, and I wonder. I'm impressed also with the drivers. I mean, literally to the point where you saw pictures of cars being torn apart in garages and things like that. Then
then back together in a night,
and back together and back out.
I believe it was Eric Turner for the Dirt in November race. They were all tore down, and I think it was his dad said, "Let's go racing," and he's like, "Well, if you can get it back together." They had it back together
Friday morning. I think they started at 10 a.m. Friday morning or something.
And had it ready to race. So and I think a lot of that is because of the COVID, because we didn't get. I mean, some tracks decided a track championship after 9 races. So to be able to keep going, and I'd be willing to bet, and I don't know anybody that's doing this. This isn't inside information or nothing, but if somebody put together a race for a couple weeks and the weather was decent, I bet there'd be cars at it.
I agree, and it's really tough looking at. I know Thursday 68,
yeah,
but then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a good chance of rain. So.
Right. So,
but if somebody put a race together and they
bet you we could still pull 100 cars. So,
it has been, and again, my hat's off to the drivers. Just seeing the stick-to-itiveness. And maybe it was just a distraction from all this.
Well, I'm sure it was.
For me.
It was for me, too. I mean, just to get out. I know it was weird. I know you said the same thing. It was weird those first couple weeks looking up in that crowd and like, wow, there's nobody there. I mean, I'm looking at the Dunright guys, and they're looking at me. That's it.
Waving from the...
It was nice that I don't have anybody say, you suck, or anything like that. But, and I'll also give the hats off to the promoters. I mean, a lot of them took risks.
Wow.
A lot of them struggled this year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That it hurt a lot of people. But they stuck with it. I mean, a lot of tracks could have closed up within the first couple weeks, and they persevered through it, and drivers persevered through it, and the fans, as much as they hated it, made it through it. Dunright did a lot to make that happen. I mean, that was huge that you guys were ready. I know that wasn't what your plan was. I know that you're doing it no matter what. But everything just flowed, and the season worked as much as it. Now let's just hope we don't have to do it next year. Do it next year because we want to, not because we have to.
Agreed. And if anybody wants the first person to copy off of Doug Hack, and Doug came up with it.
Doug came up with it.
Yep. And he and just like you said, he found the picture. There you go. Yeah, the Zero car was owned by the Wisdom family of Joslin, Illinois. He says, and this driver, he drove the number 50 usually. He was well known for driving the number 50, but that car that the Wisdom family owned was number 0. But he drove a 1961 Ford in those first two national late model modified stock car championships in 65 and 66. So anybody wants to chime in, first one besides Doug, and Doug, I appreciate everything you do, buddy. That's great.
Doug's a good guy to have around. I know the other night I told him, I said, we were joking around, and Doug and I have. This is the first year I've worked solid with Doug, and I'd joke around him. I said, up until this year, Doug, I didn't like you. And he says, yeah, probably because I bring the beer. Well, there is that.
That was a good start, Doug. Yeah,
but it is fun sitting around, hanging around after the races, and I mean that man's got knowledge in there that, he's probably forgot more than I know. So.
Kevin Schroeder just says Doug knows all, and he does.
And if he doesn't, he's going to lie about it. You'll probably believe him.
And believe him, absolutely. Well, and this will always be my favorite Doug Hack story. And I worked with him, back in the 80s. And so when I first came back here in 2017, because I left in August of 86, came back in November of 2017, and then started, I started working with Trackside Promotions and all that. So 2018 season, started announcing at Maquoketa, and he came up to me and said, "Hey, Rob, you remember me?" And so
how can I forget?
I said, "Of course." I didn't think you'd remember me. Well, yeah, I remember you.
Yeah.
And so we worked races in Bluegrass, and I stepped in and announced at several other tracks. Kevin Schroeder, you got it, buddy. Benny Hofer is correct.
Hofer, okay.
Benny Hofer is correct, and Kevin, we got your size 2X Concrete Services placing. Hoodie, we'll have it here at the office for you.
That'd be a good trivia question. Get Doug in here, something about how many years he's been flagging, how many tracks he's flagged at.
We're gonna get Doug in when the new year rolls around, and
get him and Joe Bonnie in here together. That'll
be fun. That would be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun. Hey, I tell you what, I didn't have my birthdays prepared this week. Everybody that had a birthday this past week, happy birthday! I will do it for 2 weeks next week. Coming up again on the production side, we're heading to Screven Speedway, all part of Screven Motorsports Park down in Sylvania, Georgia. Buy it on pay-per-view. If you want to see some good racing, you heard John Wyndham talking about it. Screven's a great place to run, and it's at that Georgia Clay, so we'll be seeing some of that Georgia Clay down there. It's the Georgia Outlaw State Championships, and again, SCDRA is the headliner at $5,000 to win. The Bandit 602 Late Model Series will run 2 complete shows, $1,000 and $1,500 to win, I believe. Southeast Modified Series, our friend Jim Manka, that's head of that, they're running for $1,000 to win Friday, $1,250 to win on Saturday. The Crate Racing USA Street Stocks, and this is turning into a big deal in the Southeast and the South. They just had a great race down at Magnolia. And also they were in Livonia, at Livonia Speedway in Georgia this past weekend. So the Crate Racing USA Street Stocks, I believe they're running for $800 to win both nights. And then the local Super Street class, which I know a lot of guys that run Super Streets down there. Looking forward to that. So check it out, DoneRight.tv. The sites are up. You can go on and buy 1 or 2 nights, and we'll give you a break if you buy the 2-night package. Then a week from Saturday, we are going down to Diamond Park Speedway in Nashville, Arkansas, down in the southwest corner of Arkansas. I looked it up today. It's about an 11-hour, 12-hour drive. And we will be down there for their Turkey Nationals on Saturday, November 28th. That also is available for purchase on DoneRight.tv right now. And they're gonna run a bunch of classes as well. And we'll talk more about that next Monday, but you can buy it. And our thoughts and prayers out to Amber Ellis, one of the main competitors down there. Amber was injured in a racing accident, but she wasn't in the car. She was out of the car. She was hit by a tire here a couple Saturdays ago. She's in the hospital down there. You can go on Facebook for the Racing for Amber page, and you can help and you can contribute to help Amber Ellis on her recovery. Again, she's in the hospital, and so our thoughts and prayers out to Amber Ellis and her family. And Justin Newman, we're looking forward to working with you. I've been in conversations with him for this Turkey Nationals down at Diamond Park in Nashville, Arkansas. So that's what we got going. Then the weekend after that, we'll be back down at Hendry County Motorsports Park down in Clewiston, Florida. One of the big races in the state of Florida. It's the Jim Morgan Memorial. Joe Bonnie, did you say put me and Doug in the same room?
Well, I was going to bring up talking about stock car racing with him, but
Right, exactly. So anyway, the next weekend after Thanksgiving, we'll be back down in Hendry County, the Jim Morgan Memorial. Big street stock race down there, $3,500 to win. A 92-lap feature, and they always get a ton of cars for that.
92. Now, is there significance on the 92?
I believe that was Jim Morgan's number when he
Okay,
raced.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I believe that was his car number. And we had it down at North Florida Speedway one year when I was down there. Great race. They get all the top street stock competitors throughout the state of Florida. And then after that, I think we are done until February as of right now as far as production goes. So tune in to from Screven Motor Speedway. Kelly and I will be down there to bring that to you on Friday and Saturday. Looking forward to that. And then I guess I'm heading down to Arkansas the next Saturday. So going to be fun.
Yeah.
What can you do but try to find races
That's right.
to go? And so everybody that tuned in tonight, we appreciate it. And thanks, sir, as always.
No problem.
Look forward to
Thanks for
having
having me again.
Yeah, well, you're part of the team. It's you and me now, buddy. So, and next week, you and I will get a chance to talk to Spencer.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's
gonna be fun.
And I hope he brings his dad with him too.
Oh, yeah.
He's always been invited. So
We might need to set the other camera back up so they're not looking at my ugly face all night long.
Well, I adjusted it around a little bit, so at least we got Ryan on.
Yeah.
He's got a better face than both of us put together, so that worked out pretty well. But yeah, we'll get it back in shape at least for the new year anyway. If we don't by next week, so appreciate it, sir. We'll see
problem.
you next
Thank you.
Monday. And for everyone, check your flags out on this edition of Go Fast Podcast, and remember the real victory lane, and that is Jesus Christ. And we will talk to you next Monday. God bless everybody.